Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So this is one of the highly requested videos on how to improve your game sense on Apex Legends. After you watch this guide, I guarantee you're going to be able to step away VOD review and at least remember the last 15 seconds whenever you got eliminated and what you can do to improve your overall gameplay. Now, one of my biggest tips is to ensure that you fail, and fail again. The only way you're going to learn is by failing and by making these mistakes. And if you don't make these mistakes, then you're never going to learn. So let us begin. Number 1. Did you get caught out of positioning? In this example, for crossing over to streamer building, and we happen to get caught out of positioning, you need to review your VOD and ask a question of why you rotated towards this angle. If you rotated towards this angle and you get cracked, and you're caught out of position and you're spread out from your team, this play was not a positive one. And the reason why is that you could have gotten the jump on the opponent, or you could have rotated further into zone. Or there's a lot of ors. Now, you may be asking, well, what if I'm facing that Pred team and they do damage back and they do a significant amount of damage to crack an opponent and scare them off? Well, unfortunately, if you are still caught out of position, this could be a way to counter this. And this goes into my second point, which is number 2. Let us discuss number 2 now. Number 2, as we discussed, did you fail the mechanics test? Mechanics means just simply landing damage. As we discussed before, if you land damage, this can get you out of a messy situation even if you were caught out of position. If we get the jump on this enemy, the Lobo and I catch out a conduit. But unfortunately, if we miss every single shot, we VOD review and we still lost. This was a failure on mechanics. Now, if you look at your VOD and you got the jump on the opponent, this needs to be fixed. And how do you fix it? By going into the range and spending more time getting comfortable with your loadout. Now, last but not least, it's very important to understand timing. This could be reloads, time to reach an opponent, gun cadence, memorizing even simple locations on the map and what they look like, and most importantly, how much time it takes to reach an opponent. Now, this can get cluttered with communication, so when you improve your game sense, you have to understand what information is vital and which isn't. In this example, I'm going to show you how fast some opponents can pretty much heal back to full by using a battery, even though you crack them. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this conduit. I'm going to get a crack here, and I move forward. All this time, once they shoot their gun, means that it's over in terms of reaching them in a timely fashion. There it is. Notice how far we managed to get, but how much time we still need to reach them to ensure that we could even get a knock. 5 seconds doesn't seem like a lot of time, but on vice versa, we can travel quite a distance. Now, this can get cluttered in many different ways. So when you're trying to improve your game sense, you need to understand all these different variables. An example would be understanding simply just when you were able to push. If you told your teammate, hey, I think we should push that, by the time you say that sentence, half your time to get there is already gone. While this does seem simple, even the biggest pros on Apex Legends struggle with this timing. So I'm highlighting here to help you improve on your game sense. Now, to recap the last section, just remember what positioning is strong and which isn't. If you were caught in this position, this wouldn't be the ideal position to be in, but being on top of this building would definitely be a power position. Now, when we discuss gun cadence, game sense can be understanding how long it takes until a gun needs to reload. Now, the conduit is going to start shooting with a sentinel. We notice that there's 1 shot, 2 shots, which gives you time to cross, 3, and 4. If we notice there's a bit of lag, it means that they have no magazine on that sniper. But notice how much ground you were able to cover before they were able to take their shot again. I instructed the conduit to ensure to shoot as much as they could right after the reload. Now, this might seem a little bit daunting at first, but remember, even with the Hemlock, if you're taking shots, there's only so many bullets they can land. Now, remember that you can use utility. You can throw that down. You can put pressure on them to garner more time to get to the positioning that you need to. When it comes to game sense, creativity is always king. When you want to be creative, you can get really creative when it comes to positioning and hiding your hitbox as much as possible. What I have done is I'm going to instruct the conduit to back away from their object that they are near. Now, once they back away, you'll notice that their hitbox increases, but if they get to a nice sweet spot, then their hitbox will be smaller. Now, you would think that being on height always gives you the advantage, but if you are creative in the space that you occupy, then your game sense will overall improve and objects that you hide behind. Now, what I want to do is showcase this from the other point of view as we wrap up. So while some positioning may not be as clear, remember to get creative. As we back up here, we see how small the hitbox can be, and the little areas that you can shoot from, and some areas that you may not be able to. So think outside the box and think of areas that you can shoot from and areas that you can't, and what can be cover, and of course what is definitely going to catch you out. So again, step away, remember to fail, make bold decisions, and this will be your guide to improving your game sense as you make those mistakes in VOD review. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.